front row. That's where I ended up. Badge clipped to my shirt, laminate still warm from the office printer. My name spelled right this time. Corey, not Curry, not guest. My son Milo kept twisting around in his chair to check I was still there, like I might vanish if he blinked too long. I didn't. I sat through the whole spelling bee, both recorder concerts, and the diorama table, where his volcano leaked baking soda foam onto my boots. 3 hours earlier, I was standing outside a locked gate in Hollis Bend, New Hampshire, in the same boots, smelling faintly of last night's structure fire, holding a name that apparently didn't exist. Let me back up. I work nights. Ashford Volunteer Fire Company, Engine 6, the kind of job where you go from sound asleep to full turnout gear in 90 seconds flat. Most parents complain about early mornings. I complain about the ones where the tones drop at 3 a.m. and I'm pulling on my bunker pants while my brain is still somewhere in a dream. That morning, though, I'd been off shift since 6, showered, shaved, ironed my one-collared shirt, actually ironed it, which Milo would have laughed at if he'd seen. Meredith, his mom, my ex-wife, remarried 2 towns over a few years back. She wasn't at this one. Hadn't been to a parents' day since the divorce finalized. And honestly, that ache had gone quiet a long time ago. This wasn't about her. This was about a 9-year-old who'd been begging me since September to come see his volcano. I got to Hollis Bend Elementary at 8:40. Early enough, I figured, to grab a decent seat. Name? The woman at the front desk asked, not looking up. Corey, I'm here from Milo, 3rd grade, Miss Faraday's class. She ran a finger down a laminated sheet. Her badge read Whitcomb, front desk volunteer, block letters, the kind of handwriting that means business. She frowned at the sheet, then at me, then back at the sheet. You're not on the approved list. I'm his dad. She understands that. She didn't, really. But our sign-in policy only lets in names on file. This roster's from the custody paperwork we have on record. You're not on it. That paperwork's old, really old. There was an update. I can't let you pass the gate without documentation. She said it kindly enough, which somehow made it worse. Still, I stood there a second, jaw tight, watching other dads breeze through the gate with badges clipped on, laughing, coffee in hand. Can I speak to someone else? A supervisor, the office manager, anybody? Everyone's setting up for the assembly. I can take a message. I didn't raise my voice. Never do, not even when it costs me something to keep it level. I just said, okay, thank you, and walked back to my truck. Because that's what you do when yelling won't fix a list. I sat in the cab for a long minute, hands on the wheel, doing that thing where you breathe out slow through your nose so the frustration doesn't turn into something uglier. Milo's window faced the front lot. I could see the shape of him through the glass, craning to look for me, and I ducked below the dash like an idiot so he wouldn't clock the empty spot where his dad should have been standing. I wasn't going to make a scene. I was going to fix this the boring way. I called the district office. Voicemail. I called Meredith, more out of habit than hope. She picked up, groggy, 3 states removed from this particular Tuesday. Corey? What's... Hey, sorry, quick thing. Front desk at Hollis Bend won't let me in for Parents' Day. Says I'm not on some old approved list. A pause. Wait, that can't be right. We updated that after the... Hang on, let me think. I don't even remember who filed the change. It's fine. I'll figure it out. Corey, I'm sorry. I really don't know why. It's fine, I said again, because it wasn't her fault, and because I didn't want Milo's morning turning into a phone argument nobody could hear but me. I hung up and just sat there, watching kids stream through the gate with badges going on their shirts, one after another, mine still folded in my glove box where Whitcomb had handed it back. If you've ever had a piece of paper decide something a person should have decided instead, you already know exactly the kind of morning I was having. Here's the part I didn't see happen, the part I only heard about later, secondhand, from a teacher's aide named Priya, who liked to talk. Inside, Milo's teacher, Miss Faraday, noticed him watching the door instead of his volcano.
kept asking if his dad was coming. She mentioned it to Priya, who mentioned it to the front office, who mentioned it finally to Principal Okafor, a woman who'd run Hollis Band Elementary for 11 years and had a memory for paperwork like a bloodhound has a memory for scent. "There's a dad in the lot," Priya told her. "Whitcomb turned him away, says he's not on the list." "Which list?" "The old approved parent roster, I think." Principal Okafor didn't love that phrase, the old one. She pulled the enrollment file herself, physical folder, the kind schools still keep buried in a cabinet nobody updates unless someone's forced to. Milo's file. And underneath the current custody summary, the one everyone assumed was current, sat a second document, older, official, county stamped. The original custody order, filed the year of the divorce, naming Corey as the primary guardian. Whoever updated the roster years back had copied names off a summary sheet and never cross-checked the source order. The gate had been running on a photocopy of a photocopy. She read it twice, then she picked up the desk phone. "Whitcomb, is that Dad from earlier still outside?" A pause. "I think so. In the lot. Don't let him leave." I was 3 minutes from just driving home, honestly, already rehearsing what I'd say to Milo that night, when someone knocked on my truck window. Principal Okafor, manila folder under her arm, out of breath like she'd jogged. "Mr. Corey, right? I'm so sorry. Would you come with me?" "Is everything okay?" "Everything's fine. Better than fine, actually. Come on." She walked me back through the gate herself, past Whitcomb, who looked up and went a little pale. "I owe you an apology," Okafor said, holding the folder out. "Our approved list was built off an outdated summary. This is the original order. You're not just approved. Legally, you're the primary contact. Should have been the first name on that gate, not turned away from it." Whitcomb stood up. "I didn't know, I swear. I was just following the sheet." "I know," I told her, and meant it. "You were doing your job. The sheet was wrong, not you." Shaky breath. "Okafor, we printed my badge on the spot. Same machine, same laminate smell, except this time my name came out straight and my hands weren't quite steady clipping it on." "Front row's open. I'll walk you in myself." She did. Past the gate, down the hall, straight to Miss Veraday's row, where Milo turned around out of habit, still checking, still hoping. And this time, I was actually there. "Dad?" His whole face did that thing kids' faces do, disbelief cracking into pure relief. "You made it." "Wouldn't miss the volcano." "It leaks everywhere. It's so cool." "Then I'd better sit close." I sat close, watched the whole thing, recorder concert included, God help my eardrums. And every time Milo glanced back, the badge was still there, still mine, still on. I never got angry at Whitcomb, not really, and I told her so before I left that day. She wasn't the problem. She was just holding a piece of paper nobody had checked in years, doing exactly what she was told to do. Okafor, though, she didn't have to dig through an old file on a busy Tuesday morning. She could have let it slide, apologized generically, moved on with the assembly. She chose the folder instead. That's the part I keep coming back to, more than the badge, more than the gate, more than the whole embarrassing morning in the parking lot. Somebody actually checked. Somebody decided a list wasn't more important than a father standing in a lot, watching his kid's window from too far away. I still have that reissued badge, actually, folded in the same glove box where the first one sat, denied. Different names, same lamination, same machine. One says nothing, and the other says everything. Some mornings the paperwork gets it wrong. What matters is whether anyone's willing to go back and check.